Sherry's Game by Michael Stahl. Take a look at the picture. Handball court. I wonder what this article is about. Sherry Ann Lipsky was born and raised in New York City. Her neighborhood was packed with people. Rows of houses lined the streets, some of which held three families in one. There were some trees planted in the concrete sidewalk, so there was a slight presence of nature. But cars ran up the block constantly, and parking spots were always filled. There was a constant hum, people talking, music playing, trucks delivering food, fire engines shouting at cars to get out of the way. All this went on all day, every day. Sherry loved it. New York was exciting. It was her home. It was all she'd ever known. And there was always something to do, even for a 10-year-old. Most of her closest friends lived just a few blocks away. She could call or text any or all of them, and in minutes they could gather together at the ice cream shop, pizza place, arcade, or one of the local playgrounds. When Sherry's friends got a message from her to meet at the playground, they knew what they wanted to do: play handball. American handball is a popular game, most often played in cities, especially New York. It is kind of like tennis, except there is no net and the opponents are actually positioned right next to each other. It's common for players to play in singles games. A singles game is when two players compete against each other. To begin a game, one of the players serves by smacking a rubber ball, the only piece of equipment needed to play the game, with the palm of a hand at a wall, or perhaps the side of a building. After the ball deflects off the wall, the other player must hit it back against the wall for the first player to have a whack at it. And back and forth the game goes until someone hits the ball out of bounds or is unable to continue the volley. Players can decide on where the boundaries lie, or, if they're lucky, the playground's construction crew might have painted lines on the asphalt to mark out of bounds for them already. Sherry could play handball for hours and hours, from the time school got out until the sun went down. With that much practice, she became the best player in her entire neighborhood, winning just about every time she walked onto a court. Her friends would challenge her, accepting the fact they would definitely lose, but played anyway, just to get some exercise and have some fun. Toward the end of her fourth grade school year, her parents told Sherry some very upsetting news. "Sherry," her mother began, worried that her daughter might cry, "your father has been given a wonderful new job by the company he works for." "Yes, Sherry," her father added, "I'm very excited about it. It's a promotion, which means we can all have a much more comfortable life together." Okay, for a moment, Sherry was unsure why they were speaking to her in such a way when it all sounded like such good news up until that point. Then it became clear. Unfortunately, her mother said, we have to move to Pennsylvania. Your father's company has a small office out there that he has been asked to manage. We know that you will miss your New York home, Sherry, said her father, but you're a wonderful young lady. We know you will make some new friends. Sherry began to cry right away. Her parents comforted her, but she was very sad for weeks as she said goodbye to all her childhood friends and the neighborhood that they played in together. A few months later, Sherry was still in a funk. She missed New York. Her new town was okay, but the other kids at school were welcoming. Her new town was okay. The other kids at school were welcoming to her, and her new fifth grade teacher, Ms. Fox, was very good at her job. Still, it did not feel like her home. What do you like to do for fun? Her schoolmate Tara asked one day at lunch. I don't know, said Sherry quietly. You don't know? What do you mean? Everybody likes to have fun, Tara said with a bright smile. Of course, Sherry knew exactly what she liked to do for fun, but also figured that none of her peers would have any idea how to play handball. Come on, said Tara. I like going shopping and watch tennis. You must like something. You watch tennis? Sherry asked her. Yup, I play every once in a while too. Really? Sherry was getting excited. She thought that maybe, just maybe, if she showed Tara how to play handball, Sherry could finally find the motivation to go outside again. Remembering that all she needed was a rubber ball and a wall, she told Tara to meet her in the back of the school when it was out. There, she would show her what she liked to do for fun. After school, Sherry told Tara all the rules. That's easy to play, Tara said. It's just like tennis. Sherry agreed. They played for 2 consecutive hours until the pair had to go home. Sherry's pupil was not very good at handball right away, but she figured that Tara's ability to play tennis, she would be able to compete a little better at the city games soon. I'll beat you someday, Tara shouted at Sherry as she walked away in a friendly tone. We'll see, Sherry replied, realizing what all of this meant. Sherry made a new best friend. She was lucky, too. Sherry remembered how she presumed that nobody in her new town would be interested in playing handball. How silly that was. The first person she mentioned it to played the game with her for hours, the first chance she got. I hope you enjoyed the story. Bye for now.